Today I'm going to share with you how I propagate my jade plant. I brought this 7-year-old jade plant into my bathroom before the first hard frost. It's doing really well, but I've got a few branches that the cats like to knock off. So what I'm going to do today is get right underneath the bottom of the plant and pinch off a few of the branches that are hanging low. It's kind of good to do this because it does encourage new growth on the larger plant. So it's really easy. I just take my fingers and pinch the branch off. There it goes. Okay, so here are some of the branches I pruned off about a week ago. I set them in a cool location. A lot of people like to do this so the end kind of calluses over, but I don't do that all the time, and my propagation still works. So each one of these little branches and leaves potentially could be a new plant. You just have to have a lot of patience with the smaller leaves. I'm going to use Terra Cotta pots. I just think they look really pretty with the succulents. So if you're reusing a container, be sure you get it nice and clean. Use a bleach solution to get it cleaned up. You also want to make sure the container has proper drainage. Make sure there's a hole at the bottom. Succulents do not like to get too wet. Okay, here's the fun part, the soil. You can definitely get a good house plant potting soil at your local garden center, or even the cactus blends work well. I actually have a mix of vermiculite, half, a little bit of perlite, and soil. That's it in this container. The key is you want to make sure the soil is nice and fluffy. Succulents do not like heavy soil, and you definitely don't want too much water staying compact in the soil. Okay, so now we're going to take this branch and we're going to pinch off the leaves toward the bottom, the little branches. Those actually are going to become more little house plants. Now this one's a little long, so I'm just going to go in and snip some of this off because it's just way too long. It'll flop over in this container. So you basically just stick it right down into the soil like that. As the sun hits it, the main branch, the trunk of the jade, will actually start straightening up and going toward the sun. So don't worry if it's a little droopy right now. I'm going to put a little extra soil in there. Don't pack it in too tight. Just leave it nice and loose. I also like to take pea gravel, make sure it's clean, and I just like it. It just looks pretty. It adds some nice texture. And I lay that on the top of the soil for these plants that I use indoors. It kind of helps hold the moisture in. And number one, I just like how it looks. The only thing is you need to be very careful. Don't pack it too tight. And also be sure you can still stick your finger down in to check the soil to make sure the soil is not too wet when you do end up watering this. And there it is. The gravel actually will help hold that stem up a little bit too until it starts taking root. I just had to pot up this cute little one. This one's so tiny and cute. Let's do it again. So first we're going to add our soil. Don't pack it tight. Just keep it nice and loose and fluffy. All right, and now we're gonna grab one of the little branches. This one's super cute. They're like little baby trees, and basically stick it down in. This one seems kind of tall, but I think the gravel will help hold it upright. And like I said, as the sun starts to shine on the jade plant, the jade will actually start growing toward the sun. Now I want to note, be very careful not to set these in direct sun. That can actually fry the plant. Don't do that. So here it is. Look how cute it is. I went ahead and put some gravel around it. We're going to lightly water it and then just let it kind of dry out the first couple of weeks, and it's going to love this location. See, it's not in direct sun, and look at all the great little house plants we just made. Checking out my video today. I hope you'll stop by my website at brenhaas.com and follow me on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram at brenhaas.